Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Conscious Conversations with Jada Jae. I am your host, the Jada Jae. It is 2024, my beautiful peoples. And as always, we start the year off right. I'm sure everyone has made their New Year's resolutions, set their goals, how much weight you're going to lose, what you're going to do this year, what you're not going to do. Um, so, again, everyone, welcome to 2024. Tonight, we are going to be discussing a few topics. Um, I want to get into whether the NFL and the NBA, basically sports in general, is rigged or not. So that'll be our discussion. But first, I do want to go over a few things that were kind of trending in the news. Um, One of them was the earthquake that hit in Japan. The earthquake hit, I think it was like 7.5 on the Richter scale. Um, it hit in Ishikawa. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Ishikawa, Japan. And the rescue team had to they had to fight through like freezing temperatures. A lot of the people who were trapped had froze to death. Um, so I think they're saying that it is one of the worst earthquakes since the one that they had back in 2016. Um, so uh, yeah. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the room. Let me turn my comments on so I can see everybody. Hey, Stelly Belly, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thank you for joining. We're gonna let more people come into the room. I was just going on and on. This is my first time using this platform, so I'm trying to get used to it. So y'all work with me here. Work with me. Welcome to the show. T Jizzle in the house, TJ in the house. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Um, like I said, we're gonna let more people come into the room. I was just greeting everyone, wishing them what's going on, cousin? Peace and love to the beautiful, beautiful Brianna. How you doing, baby? Thank you for joining. So we're gonna let more people come into the room. I was just going on and nobody was really here yet. So like I didn't know how this service works. I'm just learning it. So again, uh, thank y'all for joining the show. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. All righty now. So again, this is 2024. Um, I'm sure again, just to reiterate, as more people come into the room. What's up, KJ? Welcome, welcome to the show. Appreciate you, appreciate you. Um, Carla is one of my very best friends, and also you just don't know all the technical stuff. That's her. The flyers, everything. I'm so seriously after all these years working with computers every day, I'm still illiterate, but I got my people who really be having my back and make sure that I'm straight. But we're waiting for more people to come into the room. I had definitely wanted to go over. I was going over the earthquake that happened in Japan. Just going to do a few news updates, what's trending in the news, and then we'll get into the topic for today, which is going to be very interesting. Again, we're going to talk about whether the NFL and the NBA are rigged. Um, so as we do that, how's everyone's new year starting off? How is everyone's new year starting off? Yeah, I'm getting acclimated, getting acclimated. See my little banner up there. Um, so like I said, this earthquake hit in Japan, 7.5 on the Richter scale, and it was also freezing in that area. So the rescue workers had to work through freezing temperatures in order to try to rescue some of these people. They had like about the numbers that reported were about 55 people who had died from that. There also was a tsunami that hit Venice Beach. They're calling it a tsunami. If anyone has seen the videos online of the tidal wave, the high tidal wave that came up. These people were running down this one particular street for their life. Basically, there were about 8 people that were injured. Um, with that tsunami on Venice Beach, which is like I said, that Venice Beach, that area over there. What's up, Rozzy Land? Peace and love to the God, peace and love to all the gods in the house. Y'all know I don't particularly care to call women goddesses, because I believe that we are all gods, period. The book says you are all gods, children of the Most High. So you don't have to put no is on mine. Just call me Jada the God. Well, as a matter of fact, I put it in my name, Jada L. L means God. Um, yeah, yeah, KJ, out in California, they had a big they're calling it a tsunami. It was a high tide wave, and you can see the people running basically for their life. I think Rosalind, you sent me that. Um, and that was pretty deep, pretty deep. Uh, but I think that now that I'm looking at it, California, it probably was some after effect from the oh no, the tsunami was before the earthquake that hit in Japan today. I think that was before that. Um, but just checking out the weather and what they're calling climate change. Some people call it the judgment, whatever you want to call it. It's not like it used to be. I know living on the coast, we used to get a hurricane like once every what 3, 4, 5 years. Um, but now they're like coming very, very frequently. So also in the news, um, Epstein's list. Epstein's list. Let's talk about that. Um, let's talk about that. Epstein's list. Y'all ready for this conversation? Um, let me just say, that I think it's a distraction. I don't know from what yet. Because they've had ample time to release they could have been released it. I just think that anytime something like this happens, um, it's a distraction for something else. I don't know if they're going to pass a law. I don't even know if Congress is in session. If they went home for the Christmas, I don't really know. Um, but everybody wants to know, oh, okay, a distraction from Trump. Carla says it's a distraction from Trump. Everybody wants to know, what is going on with who's on the list. Will these people be canceled? Um, will these people be canceled? You know, I don't think so. Um, what's going on, Brandon? I mean, BP Haley. I just love saying that. I hope you're doing well. I watched I don't know if it was a live, but I watched something this morning, and you were just talking about fighting, coming back, and running your business. So I do pray that you are well, brother, because I know you still be out here getting it. Um, but back to the distraction, which I think is the distraction in terms of these 200 people that are on this list. And let me just ask this question. Just because you're on the list, does that mean that you was out there laying up with kids? Maybe you were just invited to the island for a party. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean that you were a part of whatever they're saying that was going on in terms of on that island with these people sleeping with these kids. Yeah, okay, KJ. I definitely would agree. I definitely would agree with that. They won't be canceled. They'll be embarrassed, but not canceled. I agree. I agree. Because again, like I said, I don't think that I don't think that everybody that went to the island was indulgent, but I don't really know. What do you all think? Who would you all be surprised to see on this list? Who would really blow your mind to see on that list if you found out they were on that list? Me personally, who would I be shocked to see on the list? I'd be shocked to see somebody like Nick Cannon or Queen Latifah or You know, I mean, I can't really say because I can't say with politicians. I know politicians to do anything to get in. Who else would I be? I wouldn't be with Martha Stewart. Snoop Dogg. I would be shocked if Snoop Dogg was on the list. Um, because I think they've saying that Beyonce was on the list. So I'm not really sure. But who all would you think would be embarrassed on the list? Clarence Thomas. You would be surprised if he's on the list. Oh, he was there. I'm sure he was there. And that's if they invited him. You know what? I think too, Jeffrey Epstein, from some of the things that I've read, was Mossad, Israeli Mossad. That's like the equivalent to the CIA. It's Israeli CIA basically. It's their spy agency, their spy network. The Mossad ain't nothing nice. But Epstein is tied to, or may have been, a Mossad agent, as well as, I don't know how to pronounce her name, Ghislaine Maxwell, the chick who was the accomplice that was, getting the girls. Her father, um, was at one point was owner in Scholastics, the publishing company. He himself was also Mossad, or had ties to the CIA and Israeli Mossad. So these big child trafficking operations are normally done by big agencies like the CIA, CPS. They play like they're coming in to look after the children, and all the time they be trafficking these babies. You know, so I think that there's just more to this whole Jeffrey Epstein thing than they are really letting on. You know, um, do I think he's dead? Hell to the no. I think he's somewhere with a whole new face. That's what I think. You know, I I think they faked his death. He wouldn't give up these people. He was in that. He know what it is. I don't think that. I think that this was. I think that dude somewhere living his best life with a whole nother face. That's what I think. What's going on, Rochelle? Welcome to the show. My Shelly Belly in the house. Peace and love to the God. Um, yeah, I think this dude is somewhere chilling. You know, when you get to that stage of the game, and he was under the tutelage of another guy, um, some older dude who probably was a Jewish guy as well. Epstein is Jewish as well. I don't want to get my channel taken because you can't say anything about the Jews. You know what I'm saying? That's like, oh, you know. Speaking of which, I was thinking that the l- leaking or releasing of the list would be because maybe some type of offensive was going to be taking place on Gaza. I just think that the whole timing of releasing the list is to distract our minds from something bigger. So don't be surprised if they pass a law um, stating that we some type of law, and it all took place during this releasing the list. Rochelle says he owned an entire island. He is free. Yes, I agree. And then when you think of all the secrets that he possessed, um, because in these circles and in these games, information is information. Information is intelligence, and this is how wars are won. Wars are won based upon intelligence. Whoever has the most or the most accurate intelligence typically has the upper hand. And business is warfare, you know. And I think that, um, and speaking of business being warfare, it goes back to our main topic for tonight that I really would like to get a lot of participation on when it comes to our main subject. But back to the Epstein thing, I think business is warfare, and I think that either these people were entertaining these people, um, and maybe collecting secrets on them. Um, Maybe they knew the deal, but you're not going to tell me that this guy was this close to and had all these people coming to this island, and he was. so worried that he had to kill himself. Like he got he got all the cards, and I don't think that they would want to kill him because again, he's so connected. I think that they helped him to escape, but who am I? Um, Something else that I had wanted to discuss before we get into the topic was the Uber strike. Um, I had taken an Uber not too long ago in Florida, and it cost me $80. And the dude told me out of that $80, he was probably going to get 25, 30 at the most of the 80. And I just was like, wow. And so during the Christmas break, um, the Uber and Lyft drivers, they went on a boycott and turned their apps off. They turned their apps off at the height of the traffic flowing into Atlanta. I think they did it in a couple other places as well. Um, Basically, because they want a bigger split. They want an 80-20 split versus Uber taking and Lyft taking 50% or more of the fee. I just thought that that was very interesting because, a lot of people that I know are using Uber to make their living. And you have to take in consideration gas, all these other things, your gas and, the wear and tear on your car. And at one time, it was pretty good money, but it seems like, I don't know, the more maybe the company gets into and starts investing in different things, like they invested in all type of cars that drive themselves and flying cars and everything else that this may not be a fight that the Uber drivers are going to win. But I mean, this, like I said, this is something that I'm interested in because I can't believe that this dude got out of the 80, he was only going to get $25 out of the $80. But that's how it is. Um, so tonight's subject that I wanted to get into, um, Carla had mentioned to me about the NBA and the NFL, and then Farlisha had asked me about Russell Simmons, and I don't watch sports anymore. Y'all know I am a sports fanatic. I used to be. I'm talking about if it was anything dealing with sports, I knew it. I knew all the players. I knew I loved it. But a little bit before the Colin Kaepernick thing went down, I really stopped watching around about that time. Start watching on a large scale. I remember the first time I realized that it was rigged was during 911, and the New Orleans Saints played the New York Giants in New York, and they cheated the whole damn game. But there was no way they was gonna let the Giants lose after they had just been bombed. I mean, the tower had just fell. Well, the demolition, but that's another story. But there was no way. So they had, jets flying. They had all these American flags everywhere, all throughout the stadium and everything. It was so much patriotism going on. But the Saints were cheated. And I remember looking at that game saying, this is like some wrestling shit, you know? And that's exactly how I see sports today. It's like scripted. It's wrestling, you know? Um, and more it's coming out. Um, let's see what Brandon says. False flag events. Don't forget the treaty, Sleepy Joe signed with the WHO and the CDC to take over the next planned pandemic. Okay, definitely. Now I didn't know that he signed something with WHO, but we all know, well, I know, the vast majority of us know that WHO and the CDC, especially when it comes to uh the vaccines um and the genocide, who these people are. But a lot of our people, they really don't know. But these sporting events are stages, they're rituals, the rituals combine with, like someone had mentioned earlier, I think it was you, about the Romes and the gladiators. Give the people holidays and sports to keep them distracted and busy while we do what we do. And I realized during the Colin Kaepernick thing that nobody really wants to boycott. People really do just want their sports and be blissful and play, and not really be concerned about these things, because we couldn't even boycott for a whole 2 months. People was back to the game, and these games are rigged, especially when you add in sports betting. Yeah, Farley Shaw was just mentioning that you mentioned Russell, that you had mentioned Russell Wilson. That I went and read what the dispute was about, and basically he signed a $245 million contract sometime last year, and then they want him to, um, I guess, get rid of the clause, the roster guarantee for $37 million if he doesn't pass the physical. Now, Russell's like, no, I'm not doing it. And so they told him basically that they would bench him for the rest of the year if he didn't drop the clause. So he didn't drop it. But again, it go back to what I said about business is warfare. This is warfare. What he gonna do? You know, um, the fact that they want to try to bully him into giving up money that he is rightfully entitled to, whether it's guaranteed. Y'all signed it, y'all made up the contract, signed it, agreed to it, and now they want him to backpedal. And it's something because it looks like they are they could make it to the playoffs, or they're in the running of the playoffs. Like I said, I haven't followed in a while, but to purposely bench your number one quarterback, who is a proven Super Bowl winner, it just goes to show that this ain't about winning. This is not about chips. It's about business. It's about money. Um, don't do what, bruh? It's all business, greed, and money, and money. Nothing too deep. And you're right. That's what I'm saying. It's all about the bottom line. It's always about money, and it is pure entertainment. And our people period get so worked up and excited and emotional. I used to be one of these people who was also worked up when it came to sports, but the more and more I started to watch and see, it just became unbearable. And then again, being in the gaming business, with the sports betting, there was a time when the NBA and the NFL, they shied away from sports betting. I think Pete Rose, is it Pete Rose? Is it Pete Rose, the baseball player that they stripped because he was gambling and they wouldn't even let him in the Hall of Fame? I'm thinking I'm right. I think it's Pete Rose. But I'm stating that to say that they shied away from, mixing gambling with the sports, but now it's all intertwined, which is like, it's like the justice system. How does the judge, the prosecutor, and the damn public defender, these are buddies? It's like a conflict of interest, basically. Um, Mario Williams Senior says, so the whole team was in cahoots with cheating. All the players and coaches. I can see the refs, but not the whole NFL. Well, let me tell you, bro. You making millions of dollars because one of these players just said it the other day. What's his name? Uh, uh, he played for the 76ers, and he said that it was it was a game. It was Andre Iguodala who said that playing in closeout games was the hardest. Playing closeout games, game 7 closeout games was the hardest, but he can't say why. And so the other dude said, well, I'll say it. You know what I'm saying? He said, because, you know, you have to win by such a large margin in order to win the game, because the refs will take the game away from you. And, you know, the question becomes, like they said, LeBron and them was already waiting. So do the people want to see the 76ers play um, the Heat, or do people want to say the Celtics play the Heat? Naturally, the people don't want to see the 76ers play the Heat. They want to see the Celtics play the Heat. So, I understand what you're saying, that how could they all be in cahoots, but they don't need everybody to be co-conspirators. They only need a few, the main ones. who know and getting paid millions of dollars and will keep their mouth shut. Um, let's see what um Seek him L. I hope I said it I hope I said it correctly. Peace to the God. A basic outlet, fun and entertainment, no different from indigenous people playing soccer, archery. It's all fun and games, no conspiracy. Just something to keep the people worried about the wrong things. I've said my 2 cents. Thank you very much, love, for your 2 cents. It's very valuable. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Kenny Mack, what say you? Kenny Mack, you are absolutely correct. It's sports entertainment. Now, just like the WWE, right? Exactly. Um, Thanks for confirming that it was Pete Rose as well. Uh, V says, Jay, check your inbox video clips. No doubt, we'll do. We'll do. Who else did I miss? Anybody else? Keon stated yes. Uh, NFL Commissioner Roger Dale openly admitted to that it's rigged. It's about business, just like Sony got got played by Michael Jackson and they want their money back. Oh, absolutely. That was some genius shit. That was genius. Yeah. Um, so, again, it's the same thing with the news too. The news is classified as entertainment. They don't have to tell you the truth. They can make up fiction and lies. It's entertainment. So where do the people get the truth from? Where do you watch a real boxing match without it being rigged or the judge is stealing it, or a real football game or a real soccer game. Again, with sports betting involved, it's and another one too, another thing when the NBA took over ownership of the Pelicans. It was I think it was called the New Orleans Hornets. Was it the Hornets? What was New Orleans Jazz? I think it was the Jazz, New Orleans Jazz. And then they changed the name to the Pelicans, if I'm not mistaken. Can't remember the name of the original New Orleans team. Can anybody help me out? Was it the New Orleans Jazz? No, that's the Utah Jazz. It wasn't that. It was something, but they ended up changing it to the Pelicans. But basically, what I'm trying to bring to mind is the NBA um, owned the New Orleans team, and Chris Paul was on the team at that time. I think they were doing pretty well too. And then they sold. I mean, they sold. Chris Paul could have went to L.A., but they blocked him going to the Lakers. I think they ended up sending him to the Clippers, which at that time the Clippers was like a death wish. It was like the desert, but magically Tom Benson bought the team, and he somehow got the number one pick, you know. Um, and again, it just smelled like to me, it just smelled like rigged, or like Cleveland getting the number one pick 3 times in a row with LeBron and then that one dude that they chose that was a bust, and then Kyrie Irving. New Orleans Hornets, yeah. I don't know. I was thinking the Hornets, but I was like, no, that's Carol. That's Michael Jordan's team. But yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Um, yeah. Mr. Mario says, I watch sports, but my main concern is what is happening in our politics. That is what everyone should be looking and paying attention to. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, let me say this. Should be paying attention to the money and where you putting your money, and making sure all your money's not put in that place, because we can say what you want. You can't do anything about the politics like you can't do anything about these games. And I know everyone thinks that, if you vote, we continue to keep voting, that eventually everything will be all right. Like I said, I do want to bring um, Dr. Shia Ali on so that we could talk about voting blocks, maybe mustering up some political power, but how we as Black people are playing the game, it's pointless. I don't even, it's pointless. And FEMA's running the country anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's who really running the country. But it's all like Haley, right? Protect your money. That's what it's about. What you do have and what is considered money. You know, what is considered money? Because and I just wanted to lighten up a little bit because I'm one of these people who always, talking politics or, what's happening with the money, as people want to label conspiracy theorists. It's not so much a conspiracy theorist, it's always questioning everything. You question everything. Um, and sports being something that occupies our minds a great deal. I mean, like they say, football has its own day, has its own day. I remember a time when I was one of the few women that really enjoyed sports. Most women used to complain about Sunday because their man didn't pay them any attention. They just didn't understand football, nor did they want to. You know, preachers was keeping people in church too long, and the men didn't want to go to church because it would bust into the football game day. But for me, somewhere around 2007, 2008, like a little bit after Katrina, definitely when the Saints won the Super Bowl. But somewhere around 2007, more and more women started gravitating towards sports, and you notice them adding a lot of women commentators on ESPN and different things. So, now it's integrated. It's not just men. ESPN is not just for men. But I do remember that era when you didn't have that many women that were into sports as much. And again, it didn't seem as rigged or as obvious as it seems now. But yeah, I want to thank everybody and appreciate you all for joining me tonight on Conscious Conversations. I greatly appreciate it. I I'm trying to improve the show as we go along. Like I said, I definitely, inbox me people with news stories. I'll be doing a news show just on our news that's relevant to us. So pretty soon we'll start off over here on these platforms and go over to my own network, Melanin Momentum Media, over there on Roku and Amazon, and that should be up very soon. I know I say that every week, but just trying to get it right and really working on that so that I won't have to be worried about saying the jab and whatever. I can say what I need to say uncensored. And if anyone has any videos, any content, please send it to me at let me try to type this in. Any content, send it to the email Black Culture Network at gmail.com for any content. I am looking for content submissions. So, you know, it could be anything. If you got a business that you're selling, I mean, little shorts that you are. Thanks. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Any shorts that you're selling, any videos, documentaries, um, um, just send them to me, and we'll post them on our channel as we try to make it grow. Hopefully once we get it up, y'all going over and subscribe. The goal is to get as many subscribers as possible, and then we'll be putting on content that's relevant to us, that's uplifting, inspiring. So then, like I said, I am taking content submissions. um yeah. Anybody have anything else interesting as it relates to some of the things that we talked about today? Because I know I'm doing a lot of talking. Um, Anybody else have anything to add, or did I miss anyone's comments um, regarding um, any of the subjects we talked about tonight? Whether it's Epstein in the list, whether it's um, the rigging of the NFL and the NBA. I think all of them are. I don't want to just highlight those two, because I know boxing is dirty as hell. Boxing, all of it, like the music business, is dirty. So, um, again, I want to thank everybody for just tuning in, and I hope you all have a wonderful new year and set out to achieve, your goals or accomplish those things that, you've been putting off. I know I am one of those people. And, we definitely have to try to strive to, get on and scratch out what we want in this life. We just can't wait for it to fall out the sky to us. We got to go get it, you know, and that's what it is. We got to go get it. So I like conversing. I enjoy, I mean, truly, truly enjoy like a good meal, like good sex. I enjoy a good conversation. I'm so serious. So, you know, to the goal for me is to be able to do this for a living and get paid, you know, and I can't make that happen if I don't come on. So, you know, rain, sleet, or shine. I'm trying to definitely be more consistent, because again, at 53, chick, you got to get it now. So whatever it is that we are all striving to do, let's do it now, and fight past the procrastination, fight past the doubts, the self doubts, fight past the limitations, and just do it and just make it happen. And that's not I'm not saying that's hard to do, but I can speak for women. You know, when we had these babies, we just do what has to be done. You don't know where it's going, you don't know how you're gonna make it, but at the end of the day, you do what you have to do, you make it happen, and at the end, everybody's happy. You might be exhausted, but everybody's happy. So, you know, same thing with your dreams. Do what you gotta do to make it happen because ain't nobody gonna take care of it but you, you know. And it's really easy in today's time with today's technology. Our parents didn't have cell phones. Our parents didn't have smartphones and access to, anybody anywhere. Like we have access to anybody. Like you a fingertip away from whomever you want to talk to. Michael Jordan, any millionaire, billionaire. You with this technology that we have today, you are one click away from touching anybody that you want to touch in the world. You can make some shit happen. So, yeah. But anybody got a business they want to advertise? Put it up on the screen, and I'll show it. We definitely want to support your businesses. And as always, you know, oh, that's good. That is good. Look at that beautiful logo. Yep. All righty, people. Well, if no one else has anything else to discuss, let me see my comments. Farlisha says, how do you feel about the black actresses are being paid in the industry, i.e., example, Taraji, and the upcoming new actresses and actors being used to build these billion-dollar fortunes for the top dogs, Oprah, Tyler, Lee Daniels, um, and more. How do I feel? I feel like I do in any situation where we are involved, where everybody makes money off our backs. We have always been the cash cow, you know. Um, the fact that it's when you say like Oprah, Tyler, Lee Daniels, um, I don't know what to say because it's just like us with jobs. You don't have to accept a job if you don't think that it pays enough. It's the same thing that Monique was complaining about, that she wasn't getting paid enough compared to her statue. You know, I am of the belief that you are worth whatever the person agrees to pay you. You don't have to accept it. But if I'm the person with the money and I say this is what I'm willing to give you, if you don't like it, then don't take it and go do your own shit. That's it's not fair, but and don't get me wrong, it's not fair. But just like in any job, if somebody, you know what you're worth, and if somebody offered you $15 when you know you worth 40 or 50 or whatever, and you've at one time made that money, but now you gotta accept lower. You don't have to accept it. You don't have to accept it. You can move on. You can find something else to do because we are not in a position, and if we are in a position, we're still playing under, the rules from their playbook. You know, that's just the nature of business. People want to pay less so they can keep more of the profits. And it's the same thing that I had to say about Monique. I'm not boycotting Netflix because they're not paying you enough money because I really don't want to watch your shit. Now I love Taraji, but she doesn't have to accept any of these offers. It's just what it is. They'll find somebody else and just be that. And I know it's kind of harsh, especially, it's not just the black producers that are stifling them, but just the industry in general. You don't like it, make your own. Like my mom used to tell me, you don't like being up in here, get your own shit. Well, Monique been trying to tell people about everybody calling her crazy. Yep, yep, that's real talk. Who the heck is calling me? What's up, David Wade? Happy anniversary, friend. Happy anniversary. Um, to you and your wife. Famous saying, know your worth. If you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth and don't settle for anything less. But knowing what you're worth and thinking is two different things. Yes, absolutely. And that's exactly what I'm saying. You know what you're worth. You know, um, that's just what it is. You don't have to accept anything. You can keep it moving. Uh, let's put eatstreats.com. This is BP Haley's um, company. Y'all, please visit Eats Treats for those delectable sauces that he prepares, and I think he has other things um, on his list too, as well. I think you've gone beyond just the sauces and the salsa, the barbecue sauces and the salsa, and it's wonderful to see you expanding to Haley. Um, so y'all visit him. Also, he has a financial page that I get a lot of my information from, because that's one thing that I'm into is following the money. You know, the Wall Street Journal, the blogs on the finances, the money, how the money going. You want to gauge a temperature, then you gauge the money. You know, real talk. Um, well, thank you. Oh, yeah, I forgot our birthdays are on the same day. I forgot our birthdays was on the same day. Uh, Haley, there it is. AZ Investments. Y'all check that site out. Very interesting information. A lot of things that I'll be talking about when it comes to the money in the banks and what's really going on. I get a lot of my information from this brother, and that takes me to other sites. But check that out. What we got, Ariel? And congratulations to you too on your proposal. I'm so happy. Do you see the cheese on my face? Yep, love you and your dude. But anyway, off topic, but didn't want to see the video of the ball dropping in New York. It looked as if it was a projection instead of being the real ball that they dropped. I hope I'm making sense. You are making sense. Um, you are making a lot of sense. They are putting pro- pro- uh, Project Bluebeam right in our faces, but it's going over everyone's head. Absolutely. Now, because everybody's watching this, and I've heard Brother Kian Wei Shi, a brother, a jurist, and also a brother in Arna, and he was talking about whatever you do, don't watch the ball drop because they put spells and you don't know what they have in the ball, and as your attention and as you're watching it, it is projecting things, and so you have to be careful. I saw a lot of that imagery and different things in Beyonce's concert. The things that were playing. You have to be careful with your mind, um, is watching, because like I said, a lot of these things are just pure rituals based upon, how the heavens or the heavenly bodies are aligned, the planets are aligned, different things that you have no idea about. And then you're brought up into these mass rituals like on some Get Out when they was stirring a little thing. You got to watch these type things, because they'll do it to you right in your face and you don't even know it. um Now, little bit, tell me about Project Blue Beam. I want to see Project Blue Beam was when they had made that when they made that ship disappear. Is some type of experiment. I can't really remember so many, the Mockingbird and all this, but I do know. I I don't know. I do know, I kinda remember Project Blue Beam, but it kinda escapes me. I wanna say that it was when they had those ships disappearing, but it could be something else. I know that they have a lot of CIA agents and, that, infiltrate a lot of the things that we watch in the news and all these different programs, but I can't really remember. But y'all check that out. Just Google Project Blue Beam, to see. Matter of fact, let's do that right now. How about we do that right now? How about we do that so that we can see exactly what it was? Project Blue Beam. I know I've seen this somewhere. Oh, okay. I can create an artificial second coming. Oh, is that about the alien ships that they supposed to have, like an alien invasion or something? Anyway, yeah. They are putting Project Blue right in our faces. Okay. Yeah. Anybody else got a business? Um, Ariel, put your site up there for your creations and the business that you have. Oh, yeah. So what do y'all think is coming for 2024? I know a lot of things happening. Like I said, they're putting so much truth in the people's face. With this being an election year, I am expecting a lot of distractions. Um, I'm expecting the expansion of the war, which I'm saying that we're already in World War III. They're just not calling it that. But I think that we are already here. Um, I think we are already here. There we go. Hooked on Mini at Instagram. Y'all check out my niece's page. Um, check out her Instagram. She does these wonderful creations. She does hair. Just a very talented chick, always on her entrepreneur bone, always in her bag. And I respect you. You're so young and you just been on your grind, like your mama, like your sister, always on your grind. And I'm just very proud of you. I'm very, very happy for you. Very happy for you. Um, yeah, so y'all check out my baby girl's page and let's support each other. We making everybody else rich. We making everybody else rich. Let's make each other rich. Let's support one another. You know, real talk. What else we got here? What else we got? Couple of more minutes. Couple of more minutes. Yeah, again, I thank y'all so much for participating. I know I can bring people in. I'm definitely learning the system, but I want to be able to have like a panel and send you the link before the show. So if you would like to be on the panel for the next show, y'all let me know, and then it won't just be me talking. I can have a panel of up to 10 people on the show, and we can chop it up and have a really wonderful conversations where everybody can be heard and it's not just me talking and just reading a few comments. This is the whole purpose of paying for this platform right here, so that I can broadcast on all three um platforms, but as well as have those discussions and bring as many people on and just expand the show. um let's see. Ariel says Project Blue Beam to abolish all Christian and traditional religions in order to replace them with one world religion based on the code of man. Okay, okay. Okay, Haley, I definitely will add you on. I'll go in and get your tag and I'll send you a link. Anybody else who wants to join the show, hit me up in the DMs and we'll come up with some topics and chop it up. So Haley said he's expecting for this coming year economic turmoil, false flags, and more. Absolutely. Um, and for anyone who doesn't know what false flags are, um, planned events like the pandemic, like 911, um, Sandy Hook, some of these other places, some of these other events that are rigged and used to, what would you say, traumatize the society and put forth some of their own plans that don't have nothing to do with us, but some kind of way we always end up paying for it. Um, so with that being said, like I said, I'm glad you all are being very patient with me as I make conscious conversations um a more place where everybody can come in and express their opinions and really be heard. And it's not just about me giving my opinion, because trust me when I tell you, it is hard to sit up here and talk for a whole hour and try to think of shit to say, or you do your studying, but these minutes be going by so quick. You have all this information, and then you look and it's not even hours worth of information, so you just have to talk. But if I can have organic conversations, then that definitely is much better. um, uh, Ariel says a crash in the government. Okay, okay. Um, I'm I'm expecting a crash, but I want to say I'm looking at these nations that have come together. What do they call it? BRICS. I'm looking at that being a major factor. Um, and why? Like, I don't know. I'm just looking at just a lot of things going on. I know my people was telling me that this lady who holds a whole lot of Bitcoin. Oh, Haley, I know you could answer this question. This lady who owns a hell of a lot of Bitcoin, she sold all of her Bitcoin, and we're trying to figure out why. Why would she give up all of her Bitcoin? You know. And another question that I want to ask people: my Cash App was disabled. It was disabled, and they said that I went against company policy or something like that. I ain't did nothing that I don't normally do. Really and honestly, I didn't. And then I talked to another friend, and he said that his Cash App had been disabled for the same thing you know. Um, and he didn't do anything either. So has anybody else's Cash App been disabled mysteriously? You know they killed that dude, the Cash App dude. Somebody that took over. I don't know. All I know is I didn't do anything against company policy but send money and wire money like I normally do. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but it wasn't it was kind of coincidence. It was funny when it was just me. But when my boy said it was him too, I'm like, okay, something is going on. Um, Something is definitely going on. Now, that's the thing with the Bitcoin. I know Bitcoin is supposed to split or go into fours or something this year, right? This is when it splits up. So why would she sell it when it splits? I don't get it. Does it become cheaper or something? Are they making more for other people to buy? Like, I don't get it. Why would this lady sell all of her Bitcoin? I keep hearing that from lots of people. Keep hearing what, Shells? What do you keep hearing? Um, Giving up freedoms for the common good. Okay, Fed Now service. Um, I know that I thought that they had released the Fed Now, open it up in July, and I know that it is all about how we wire money. They stole the technology from Ripple, which they've kept Ripple in litigation. The SEC kept Ripple, which owns XRP, in a litigation for all this time. But now XRP basically is the only I want to say the only cryptocurrency that has a defined legally description. But I do think that they are related, or I definitely think that this Fed now, which they probably own Cash App and want to kill it so that everybody else um, will can go over to their service. But all I know is I didn't do anything against no damn company policy or terms of agreement. I just one day I went to send some money and it said my shit was disabled. And I'm like, why? I even text these people. I'm like, why? I mean, I emailed them, like, asked the question. And they said they didn't know they'll do some more investigation. Well, what you need to be investigating? First I was thinking because my name is Muhammad or something, because they quick to do us something. But yeah, when my friend told me that he had been disabled too, I was like, what? Like, what is going on? I need to go research that. So, Shelly, you've been hearing people saying the same thing, then there's something definitely going on. Right. That's exactly, yep, that's what I'm thinking too. That's what I'm thinking too, Aria. You know, slowly but surely shutting down Cash App. Hmm. Yep. And forcing the people to go to Fed now. Let's get on some of these economic topics for Friday's show. I'm definitely with that. I am definitely with that. And I'm glad that you're willing to come on. So if I have to DM you, I will, because I have to put it in a thing and send you the link. So if I can get a couple of more people to come on, that'll be wonderful. We can have a wonderful organic conversation. That'll be so great. So, with all that being said, I definitely appreciate everybody for participating. Um, I do hope that you enjoy the conversation. I hope everyone is enjoying their new year. We're going into 3 days into this new year. Um, and hope we are, as my girl says, CEO always says, be intentional. Let's be intentional, not only today, but every day, and set out and do what we say we're going to do and get this money. All right. All right. I'll see y'all Friday. Thank y'all. Peace to all the gods in the house. Peace to everybody who helped. I want to send a special shout out to my girl KJ, to Carla, um, for all that she did in terms of helping me today. She did the intro. I don't know if y'all saw the intro, but Carla did that. She put that together for me. As always, she always come in and rescue me. So thank y'all so much for joining us. And I'll see y'all here Friday at the same time, 7 p.m. And we'll get it crackulating. Let's chop it up. Y'all have a good night.